All right, yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Pros and Cons of Barack Obama. My name is Dominic. This is Terrence, and today we'll be discussing the Employee Free Choice Act.
Yes.
The Employee Free Choice Act allows workers the ability to form a union if the majority of workers sign cards saying that they want to be in the union. Presently, without the Employee Free Choice Act, workers have to go through an election if the employer says that, it's warranted.
Blind ballot election at that.
Right, exactly. Now, both of us are for the Employee Free Choice Act to be signed by Barack Obama. However, I feel he's moving too slowly on getting it passed.
Brother Barack has been in office 6 weeks. There's a lot of things on the table, a lot of things on his plate. He's already said he's going to. It just has to get to the point where once it goes through Congress and gets on his desk, I'm sure he will sign it.
Right. But he's already done so many other things like the bailout. He's pushed for the bailout packages for people who are already rich.
Right.
And what better way to improve the economy than to allow workers to unionize at a quicker rate?
Exactly.
So that way we could, gain concessions from our employers like job protection.
Now, what I want to talk about is how the other party is against the Free Choice Act. That's what I think we need to be discussing.
Right. Well, the Republican Party, for the most part, probably all of them, if not most of them, are against the Employee Free Choice Act. And that's because look at who funds their party.
Exactly. Now,
big businesses
now,
who all oppose unions.
Don't believe the lies. What's being said is that with the Free Choice Act, it wants to remove the blind ballot and replace it with free choice. That's not true. The provision in the act is to add the blind ballot and free choice. So that's why it's called free choice. If it wasn't an option, it wouldn't be choice.
Right, and Terrence is absolutely right. As it stands right now, the employer can decide whether the employees can go through either card check or through an election. And the employer, almost always, without exception, goes through the election because it's a much lengthier process and it's harder for workers to get unionized that way.
And it's also easier to intimidate.
Right, exactly. That is exactly correct. A lot of workers get fired before they could even form a union or before it even gets to election. And that's how employers are able to, scare away a union before it even gets to the table.
And if you don't believe me, when you go to work tomorrow, go to your boss and say, I think I want to start a union, and see if you have employment next week.
Right, exactly. And of course they won't say they're firing you because you wanted a union. They'll say they fired you because, they don't like the way you tied your shoes yesterday.
17 seconds late today.
Exactly. They'll come up with a phony reason to fire you. In any event, unions are definitely a great way to improve this economy because if you look at just the union that we have, we're both covered by the Communication Workers of America union, and presently we have job protection, which prevents us from getting laid off at the company's whim, which is a protection that a lot of non-union workers don't have, and that's the reason why thousands of workers all across the country are being laid off. Also, if you look at the kind of wages we make, as union employees, we pull in over $33 an hour, and that's what Walmart workers don't make.
How you put my business in the street, player?
I'm just saying, compared to non-union employees don't make anywhere near that, by and large. Look at Walmart employees, look at any type of non-union employees, and generally speaking, they don't make anywhere near that.
How you putting my business in the street?
I'm just saying. Anyway, let's move on. Let us move on. So, my whole point is that this kind of legislation needs to get passed quickly to ensure that the economy improves. Anything else won't do as much or anything for the economy as this piece of legislation would.
He put my damn business in the street.
Just saying. Anyway.
Y'all have a good evening.
And thank you for watching another edition of the Pros and Cons of Barack Obama.